Hari Om. Hello, my friends. So we are meeting. I'm in another setting. We reached yesterday quite late in Switzerland. We should have reached 2 days earlier, but when we came to Bangalore, the flight was cancelled and we had to wait for 2 days in a hotel. But yesterday, finally it worked. So there we are in Switzerland, in an apartment of friends who are not staying there, that we can spend our quarantine here in a nice setting. It's a beautiful place. It's a little teeny village out in the country. When I look out of the windows, I see the forests. It's not Arunachala, but it's beautiful. And Arunachala, what it means, can come with us wherever we go. Achala means the unmoving. We have that unmoving part in us. It's always there. It's never absent. No matter where our body is moving, what we are doing, it's always there. Arunachala. Is there anyone who would like to come in and talk? Please come in.
Hello, Werner.
Hello, Dayal.
Nice to see you. Safe in Europe. I have a question. Recently, I met in the internet a teacher who teach how to get out of the body. That means somehow similar like lucid dreams or astral traveling.
Yes.
And his teaching attracted me.
Yeah.
By this way he was explaining it. And I see if I will be able easily to move out of the body, that means my consciousness will get out of my body and body will lie down on the bed. I will get the feeling that I am not the body, and I will lose the fear of death, and I will lose the such obsession of this material world. But at the same time, I remember Vipassana teachers always say, don't go out of the body, always working inside the body. So, and some other teachers, and I think you also not advising this traveling out of the body. So what can you advise about these techniques?
Yeah. Have you started to practice it? Try to slip out of the body?
Yes, I try it because I find out I'm already a little bit similar practice. Goenka on Vipassana asking meditate on the bed 5 minutes before the sleep and 5 minutes after awakening. And this teacher also advised similar things, that it's very easy to do that just after we are wake up and still lie down on the bed. And I find out this is kind of good approach for me because I'm already doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not get a result to be out of the body, but I feel it's possible. I get the feeling I'm really about it.
Yeah. Okay. If you can slip out of the body, okay, you are right. Then that idea that I am the body certainly is getting weaker, because you can experience that you are not in the body and still you are existing unconscious. But it is not helping to free yourself from the idea, I am this person. After that, you are just a person who is capable to go out of the body. On one hand, you have the advantage, it's reducing that physical identification, but then the temptation, the fascination of it can also divert your attention from really focusing on yourself, what you really are. Because if you are capable to go out of the body, for the mind, it's a very fantastic experience and very beautiful new possibilities may open up to explore, and one can get a bit lost in all that. So in case you start to make progress and have success with what you are doing, just remind yourself what counts is that you are focusing on what is it that makes the experience possible, and not get lost in all the fantastic possibilities that may open up.
I see.
It's because of that rather in the traditional approaches, they don't encourage to do so, because in the long run, instead of getting faster on your spiritual approach, it may be a bit diversion that one gets so fascinated, and the intention to really become aware of yourself may fade a bit away, because you think, oh, it's quite wonderful what one can experience. And then lose the drive to really come back home to yourself. I remember that when I was struggling, and once I said to Amma, even if you don't want to give me the real thing now, at least let me go out of the body, that I don't feel so confined. That's one time I really made her angry. She didn't want to hear a word of it. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm not saying you should not do that conscious breathing before you sleep or after you wake up, and you can open up that it helps you to be aware that you can also, with your subtle body, slip out of the growth of the physical body. But always remind yourself, what is it that makes the experience possible? Find that, dive into that, connect with that. And then if you are clear about that, even if you have fantastic experience on the astral level, in the subtle worlds that may be opening up, then you don't get diverted. But if you get totally fascinated by that, then instead of spiritually growing faster because of that, you may also slow down that process. Just,
yes, I also.
Just be clear what is important, what is the main importance. And That's why I guess that the Vipassana teacher says stay in the body, because what makes the experience possible is the same, whether the subtle body is in the physical body or out of the physical body. I'm not saying you should never slip out of your body, but it's not something that we should search for and pursue as a goal and then get a bit stranded and waylaid. But let it, if it happens on the way, let it happen. If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. Not to make it an important part. I have met a number of people who naturally could do that, to go out of the body whenever they wanted, easily. Spiritual sadhaks, they had that their whole life long, but none of them I felt it was an advantage for them. It was more that they had the tendency to use it as an escape whenever it was getting a bit too difficult to deal with the situation. They simply escaped out of it, but that doesn't resolve the situation. Sooner or later, we have to come back and deal with whatever we have to deal with.
Okay, thank you. This is important because this teaching attracts me very much, but I find advantages for Vipassana as well. His advices just about the time and how to use it. So I will continue working in the body.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's a good path.
Okay.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
It's fascinating for the mind to think, okay, I can learn to slip out of the body. Maybe I can start to learn to travel and travel to other realms, travel to other worlds. It's very fascinating for the mind, but it can be very distracting. In that development of becoming self-aware, here, now. So I would generally advise what I just told to Dayal. If it happens, okay, let it happen, but don't run after these things. They can be very distracting and cause a lot of delay.